Myself, Chaitali Chaudhary, working as a lecturer in Computer Engineering Department, Government Polytechnic Nagpur. Today, I am presenting my lecture with respect to Faculty Development Program on Environment and Sustainability, which is a 4-week FDP organized by D.Y. Patil College of Engineering, Pune. Today, my subject is carbon footprint calculation and artificial intelligence as a sustainable solution. These are the details of my week 1 and week 2 video. In week 1, I have discussed about cloud computing, how it is helpful to reduce the energy consumption and minimize their environmental impact, saves energy and reduce greenhouse gas emission. In week 2, I have discussed about e-waste generated and how AI helps in the process of garbage sorting and disposal. Now these are the outcomes of today's lecture, that ISO standard norms for waste management, carbon footprint calculation, how AI is a sustainable solution, and 7 steps of waste management. Now the next slide shows 7 steps in handling waste. So the steps are: evaluate your waste, store your waste, label the waste, transport and dispose your waste properly, plan for emergencies, train personnel, and keep records. Now the ISO standards, which is known as Internal Organization for Standardization, which gives technology and product standards. For this e-waste management, ISO 14001 provides a structured approach to handle these steps of waste management. Here I have discussed that steps in detail. Now the very first step, evaluate your waste. The purpose is it is able to handle the waste properly. The company first needs to determine whether the waste is hazardous or not, and whether handling of that particular waste is regulated by legislation. Second step is store your waste. Depending on the type of waste, there will be different requirements in terms of storage facilities. Waste can be in solid or liquid form, so it is important to store it according to its characteristics. The third step, label the waste. Non-hazardous waste doesn't have to be labeled in any special way. On the other hand, hazardous waste labeling is often prescribed by the law, and the company must obtain a license for even generating such kinds of waste. The next step is transport and dispose your waste properly. The company is responsible for its hazardous waste forever. To help ensure that hazardous waste is transported and disposed of properly, and to reduce your liability, choose a transporter that fulfills the requirements like hazardous waste identification number. It is currently licensed or permitted as a hazardous waste transporter and has fulfilled the specific training requirements, etc. The next is plan for emergency. Handling hazardous waste leaves room for emergency situations caused by mistreating of the waste or any another cause that may be harmful to the employee in the company. Train personnel. Training all employees who have any role in handling, storing, or otherwise managing hazardous waste is a necessary step for ensuring compliance with hazardous waste rules. Personnel must be familiar with each waste hazards, appropriate safety procedure, and all aspects of compliance. The next step is keep records. The purpose of keeping record is to provide evidence that the waste is stored according to the procedures. The usual records to be kept are the one of generated waste by type and amount, and the records of waste developed by an authorized organization. So now, after discussing the ISO standards for these 7 steps of waste management, my next slide is what is a carbon footprint. So carbon footprint is a measure of the impact our activities have on the environment and in particular climate change. It relates to the amount of greenhouse gases produced in our day-to-day lives through burning fossil fuels for electricity, heating and transportation, etc. Now here I have mentioned some standard values of CO2 emission per unit. Use of that particular per unit uses. So the activity, for example, consider 1 liter petrol, the CO2 emitted is 2.3 kg. For 1 liter diesel, the CO2 emitted is 2.7 kg. For electricity, 1.125 kg. And for LPG cylinder, 1 unit CO2 emitted is 42.50 kg. Now considering these standard values, now we consider the example of typical residence. Suppose we are having one petrol car which the use of that car is 1000 kilometer, fuel consumption is 100 liter, so the CO2 emitted is 230 kg. For one diesel car, the use is 1500 kilometer and fuel consumption is 75 liter, so CO2 emission is 202.5 kg. For one electric meter, the use is 150 kilowatt and the fuel consumption is 150, so the CO2 emitted is in 168.7 kg. For one cooking gas, use is of 2 LPG cylinder and the fuel consumption is 2 cylinders, which CO2 emitted value is 85 kg. So by considering the total of all these factors, so for one typical residence, the CO2 emission is 686.2 kg. Now, as we have considered what is a carbon footprint and also take the example of generation of carbon footprint for a typical residence example. So now the next point is how to reduce this carbon footprint. So there are multiple options, but here I have considered few of them. From the first picture, it is clear that instead of personal car, if we prefer the carpool or public transport or cycle whenever it is possible, then we definitely reduce CO2 emission. Second picture shows the shopping bag. If we properly reuse this bag, then it is definitely reduce the CO2 emission. Now the next is how artificial intelligence is a sustainable solution. So consider an example that if we consider the example of Xcel Energy company, when it creates the electricity from burning coal, the one major byproduct is a potent greenhouse gas called nitrous oxide. This emission contribute to climate change as well as harming the ozone layer. So Xcel company has equipped AI and neural network that stimulate human brain. The neural network quickly analyze complex dynamics of coal combustion and accordingly adjust plant's operation to reduce harmful nitrous oxide emission and maximize the operating efficiency also. Neural network has helped Xcel Energy and similar 100 other companies around the world to reduce nitrous oxide emission by 20%, which is very significant amount. So in this way, we can say that AI is a sustainable solution. So this is end of my presentation. Thank you.